This is All Access MMA.
Great catching up with my next guest. He's got a big fight coming up here against Darren Elkins at UFC Fight Night on July 24th. It's Darrick Minner back here on the program. Darrick, how's it going?
It's going good, man. How are you?
Doing well, but I'm not fighting Darren Elkins, man. Congrats on getting this matchup. How excited were you when you found out you'd be fighting the Damage?
Yeah, man. It's definitely a fight that, I've always been interested in, whether I was, being in the, outside the UFC, for years watching the guy and then being always like, man, I want to fight that guy one day, and then it comes to fruition. And that's just, yeah, man, I'm super excited, super pumped to test my skills versus, guy that's been there and has been at that level for a long time. So, yeah, man, I'm really excited.
Right amount of time off in between fights, or were you looking to get in there a little bit sooner?
Yeah, man. It was what it was. I figured this was the time frame. I figured June, July. So, yeah, it was about right,
And I know you've been doing your camp in Kansas City. I saw the post. You did, I think, 8 weeks out there or something like that. I know you were looking for sponsors. Did you end up getting any?
Yeah, man. I always like to do those. I came up with an idea for my Contender Series fight, and now that we don't, we can't display our sponsors on our stuff, on our gear and all that stuff. So I just, I just continued to let my sponsors and my family, my friends, everybody still be a part of it and help me out along the way. And yeah, man, they've always my sponsors and my family, everybody's always stepped up to, want to be part of the journey too, and so that's what my motto has been. I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for a lot of those guys and a lot of these people that have helped me along the way. So I want, they continue to want to be a part of it. So I just do a little thing to help, for them to help me, and then I help them just get their names out there and just do a little shirt and, all that stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Well, I'm glad it all worked out. Now, do you have a manager? Do they sort of handle any of that, or is that just you sort of doing this on your own?
On this part of stuff, he definitely contributes to, some of the sponsors and all that stuff, especially in Omaha area and all that. But majority of it, I've always been blessed to have a lot of people that supported me, backed me on the local store, bought tickets, did everything they could to help. So yeah, man, being from the small town always helps in this, the aspects of being the guy that everybody wants to see at that level. So.
Awesome. Let's talk about Darren Elkins. We know he's a pretty tough guy to put away. We've seen that time and time again. Style-wise, how do you look at this fight?
Man, he's a grind, man. He's not going to stop. He's going to keep coming, and no matter what's thrown at him, yeah, man, I love the matchup. I love the matchup for myself. And, yeah, stylistically, I think I match up really well against him. And, yeah, he'll see it play out. I'm real confident going into this fight. And, yeah, man, it's just pushing myself to the limits. Charles Rosa was one of those guys. He was a guy that was, he had fought a lot of elite competition. And now I get to go fight, Darren Elkins, who's fought the who's who of the division. So, I feel like I'm going on the right path to make my way into the top 15, and I just have to go through Darren Elkins to do it. So,
who you mainly been working with for this camp leading into the fight?
All my usuals, obviously, down here at Glory MMA, led by James Krause. Actually, it's been nice. I had Cole Smith, a fellow Canadian down here, training with us for a while, and he's one of the perfect partners for this fight, and so yeah, man, him, Grant, Kevin, Tim, all the regular guys, man, everybody, a lot of the guys that people don't know about yet that they're gonna know. Yeah, man, we all work together. It's not anybody specific, It's awesome down here. So.
Can you believe Cole makes 135? He's so big. Cole lives where I live, so I've been to his gym and stuff, and it's pretty interesting. But I know it's been a nice change of scenery for him just from following on Instagram. It seems like he's fit in with the team quite well.
Oh yeah, man, he's definitely fits the bill right along with everybody else, and he's freaking good, man. And so yeah, it's been awesome having him in the room and adding to the room and leveling everybody up too.
And another guy, I don't know if he's officially part of your team, but I know he's been doing a lot of his camp there. James Gallagher, how's that been getting to work with him?
Yeah, I work with James Gallagher a lot too. Yeah, it's awesome, man. That dude is good too. It's crazy. You see all the posts, you see all the craziest. He's the most humble, best dude you would know. You would meet, and he's a great training partner, and he's really good in the gym too. So, and he's a good ass fighter. So
we got a bit of time here. How's the weight cut going ahead of the fight?
Great, man. Still working with Darrick Minner, and it's coming off just like it should. And we'll be 146 come July 23rd.
James Krause will be in your corner. Who else will be in the cage with you that night?
James Krause, obviously, and then my same corner, Dakota Cochran, and my manager Train. So that'll be this. Don't change what works, my man.
Yeah, if you're winning, keep it like it is. How do you think the fight plays out? Because like I mentioned, Darren's a pretty tough guy to put away. Are you looking at sort of a 3-round war? I know you want to get the finish, but how are you sort of envisioning the fight playing out?
Yeah, it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be one of those fights that I expect 3 rounds. If I get him out of there sooner, great. If anybody's gonna get him out of there, it's gonna be me. I mean, I'm a finisher. My record speaks for itself. Like, I've finished a lot of dudes in my life. But if Darren Elkins, if I get a finish, awesome. That'll be great. But I go out there, and I think it's gonna be a great fight. If it lasts 3 rounds, awesome. As long as I walk out of there with my hand raised and moving on to the next, I'll be happy. I
mean, I mentioned Elkins being sort of a notable opponent. You already beat a notable guy as well in Charles Rosa. Like, this has got to get you in the top 15, right? Is that what you're thinking?
I mean, if it does, it does. If it doesn't, then we'll just fight another fight to get there, or we'll fight 3 fights to get there. I mean, it took me a long time to get here. I'm just enjoying the ride, I don't care how long it takes me. If it takes me 5, 6, 7 wins in a row, I'm cool with it. Like, I'm just go along for the ride, and and it's a lot. I don't know, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the mentality as well. Like, you're gonna have to fight a lot of these guys anyway, so it doesn't matter when it could happen, right? So
it does, man. And I just feel like Darren Elkins is a name, and I feel like my stock will raise a lot more after having a name like. Going from the prospect to Charles Rosa to the vet and Darren Elkins, I feel like, I fought kind of like the 3 steps to get there, and then maybe a top 15, maybe a top 20 opponent. We'll see. I mean, I'm not picky. I say yes when the phone rings, so.
Doesn't matter. Before we go, what'd you get up to for 4th of July? Did you get up to anything?
Yeah, no, I just chilled with the kid. I went back home on the weekend and just enjoyed family time, lit fireworks off, went swimming, and did whatever they want to do because they think this is a vacation of me being away.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm away for 5, 6 days of the week, and so when I go home, it's all about what the kids want to do. So that's what we do. So,
have you been watching The Ultimate Fighter with the fact that the coaches are in your division?
No, I watched the first one, but I haven't seen the rest of them. So I'll just replay them all, like, couple weeks maybe, and during fight week I'll just replay them all just to keep my mind occupied or something. But I usually just go and play the whole season.
Yeah, watch the fights, kind of skip the other stuff. Because the thing that I think is difficult with the show now is that back when they first started, there was no UFC Fight Pass where you could watch a lot of these regional shows. Mm-hmm. There was no Dana White's Contender Series. Like, I feel like Contender Series works because it's a couple fights. It's on a Tuesday night. It's easy to digest. Whereas with TUF, you got to watch the whole storyline, and it's like there's a lot of MMA on as it is, right?
Yeah, man, and it's just you can watch MMA at any time, and then with the Contender Series, with all that, like, I just want to see people fight. Like, I care less about the drama or whatever.
Who got drunk tonight? All that stuff, right? So
yeah, man, like, I've seen that so much. Like, obviously everybody's living together, but you see some of all the BS that goes on when you've been around the game for so long. So, like, we know how fighters act, especially when you put them all in a room together. They're, so I just would rather just watch the fights and that's about it.
Gotcha. Darrick, thanks so much for the time, man. We're looking forward to this card. It is UFC Fight Night coming up here July 24th. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, man, just everybody, pause it. Just all my sponsors that, always continue to support me, all my family, my friends, my coaches, my teammates from Glory MMA, Premier Combat Center, and just, tune in July 24th. Darrick Minner versus Darren Elkins cannot be a boring fight, I promise.